Okay, I got the station of New Hampshire, but I got November 1 something, lots of stations calling, complete Yoko.
Radios from the late 60s, early 70s. My dad had one of those in the early 70s. He had a great TR3. And I've been wanting to set up a vintage station for quite some time. And I looked at some...
Oh, yeah, he's coming in, broke it down here 15 to 20 over into Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, yeah, you are too. What was I didn't catch the name. Dave, was it Dave? I thought maybe it was Dave. The name here is Angelo. It's VA3ACO, and I'm just here north of Toronto, up here in Canada. Wow. I'm probably from Buffalo, New York, due maybe about 120-30 miles due north of Buffalo, New York.
Okay, yeah, doing real good. Yeah, the name here is Dave, and the call is W8JLS, Juliet Lima Sierra.
Audio check. Audio.
Okay, very good there, Dave. That's sounding real good up this way here. No problem whatsoever. You're almost 10 over up here.
1, 2, 5.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm running about 50 watts, 50 here. I was just trying to make some transmitter adjustments and stir up some traffic.
5. 1, 2. 5. Audio check. What's up, Andy? What's up, brother? 1, 2.
That took you down to about a S9.
1, 2.
S9.
1, 2. 1, 2. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. There we go. All right. 1, 2. KB2UKA. Audio. Audio. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2. Okay, there we go.
It's pretty impressive.
Just fixing this 3.3K profile a little bit, Andy.
Close to Florida where it was warmer, you know, I'd jump right in there, but it's just too cold.
But some of the gear has some, problems. Drifting VFOs was one problem I remember, at least in some of the old gear. But anyway, I like the newer stuff myself. I guess I'm growing old and lazy.
Hey everybody, I got to run. We're getting dinner ready here shortly. WHALS, CEVA3ACL, and N2QQF. Frank, if you're still listening. K4QU73, everybody. Good night.
Okay, very good. 73, have a good one. Thanks for the radio check.
Something else, and now that Max comment antenna, I've heard of the company. I was thinking of North Center Fed dipole myself, because I wouldn't mind.
Do a drop in head down to Laredo. Roger. Okay, I just missed the shot to Laredo. Just send one out before I can. Just give me a call whenever you get off the phone with Ahmed, all right? Okie dokie.
What's up, Mike? Just trying to find somewhere to transmit.
Imagine, I almost left them behind when I moved.
I think I brought one with me. I think the previous seller of this house left one, and then I think I got a...
Here we go. This is KB2UKA is the frequency in use. This is Kilowatt Bravo 2. United Kilowatt America is the frequency in use. CQ, CQ, CQ40, KB2UKA, CQ, CQ 40 meters. Kilowatt Bravo 2, Uniform Kilowatt Alpha. CQ, CQ, CQ40, KB2UKA, Long Island, New York. Any station, anywhere, standing by and listening. What's up, Mike? Kilo Delta 2, Sugar X-Ray Delta. Sounding good, brother. How's that DX commander working for you? Over?
Well, you tell me. I'm talking on it right now. Working pretty good. I have no complaints about it at all. Yeah. I'm loving it, brother. Over.
All right, man. Well, I got you 5 and 7. I was working Europe before I turned the live stream on like 177. So I think 40 meters is pretty stretched out right now. I'm hearing you good though. Over.
Oh yeah, fine business. Yeah, I'm hearing you really good down here in Northeast Florida. All right, well, how's the audio sounding? Kind of made a little change here. Just trying to see what more can I do? So that's why I wanted to get on here so I can listen to myself on the live stream here. Over.
So I need you to be like 5'9", maybe 5'8" the least. You're solid 5'7", but I am hearing a difference, and I think I'm liking it, man. I think it sounds brighter. You definitely did something with the mids and the highs. Am I correct?
Yeah, you got that right.
All right. Well, I'm liking it, and I think this is probably more what you really sound like if we spoke on the phone or met in person. I'm liking it, Mike. Like I said, I need you like 5'8", 5'9", or more to really, really hear it, but what I'm hearing sounds good.
Yeah, no problem, Doug. I just wanted to know if there was any artifacts, no humming, no RF on the signal there, that's all. I know I need to have a better signal to you, so you need to do more adjustments, but don't worry, that day will come, over.
Oh, it'll come. It's just got to be the right time of the day, Mike. That antenna, man, you know, I'm looking, I watch his videos every day, and when I end up putting up new antennas in the new location, one of those might be one of them. It's just so sweet. Now, are you able to transmit on all of 40 meters without a tuner?
Yep, I got it tuned. I'm less than 1 to 3 across the whole band of 40 from extra all the way to the end.
And I'm assuming that's the same on 20 as well.
Yep, same on 20.
Now, are you going to run a wire for 80? Are you going to turn it into an L?
Yes, I do. I have the wire run. I just don't have where it needs to be. I just try to get up on the roof there. There's a mount sensor up to the roof, which would be easier this way if I put down for any emergencies or anything. Plus the wire is a little long coming off that.
Frequencies in use.
My local guys are hearing me well, just the way it is. So we'll see how it happens. I was gonna try and do it today, but my lazy behind has been in the shack all day, messing around here. So I didn't go out. I didn't go outside at all. It was a nice day today too. Also, over.
All right, man, that's awesome. Hey, listen, Whistler, you know, and Heavy Breather, the frequencies in use. So I'd appreciate it if you got off the frequency. All right, Mike. Well, you came up to a 5.9 there for a split second. And, man, it's sounding good. But then you drop to like a 4x6. So what I think is going to happen right now, I think 40 is going to shorten up probably over the next hour as the sun gets ready to set. But, man, oh, man, I'm loving that antenna. And try to catch me one weekend morning early. I don't know if you're an early bird. I think you are. But I'm usually down here like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes if 40's cooperating, that's a real good time to for us to work each other. I might be able to hear you real good. But I'll say 73D. I'm not on here that long. I want to see what else I could do. Kilo Delta 2, Sugar X-Ray Delta. And by the way, this is my 3K profile. I just tweaked the audio a little bit. What do you think? Over?
Yeah, it sounds a little bit more brighter. I haven't heard you for a little bit for the difference. But, yeah, I'm liking it. Yeah. Sounding good as always. So, over.
All right, cool. Yeah, the other one that you've been hearing, that's the big bassy 4K one. This is the brighter one. I use this to cut through a little bit. All right, Mike, Kilo Delta 2, Sugar X-Ray Delta, KB2UKA, 73.
All right, brother. Speak to you another time. KB2UKA, KB2SXD, clear.
All right, take care, my friend. KB2UKA, Long Island, any station, anywhere, standing by.
November
Kilo Romeo 4, Hotel.
Kilo Romeo 4, Hotel. What's up, Dave?
Hey, Duggar, what you been up to, buddy?
Oh, man. Just all sorts of stuff, Dave. Oh, gosh. Let's see. I might have told you this. Clark Gillies worked for the firm that I own. He's a Hall of Famer Islander. He won 4 Stanley Cups in a row back in the 80s. He passed away this weekend, so we're dealing with that. We're helping the family, and it's just been very sad. Over?
Oh, yeah, sorry to hear that. Really tough. It was a pretty open-ended question, wasn't it? What's up? Yeah, everybody's got so many things going on. Everything's good, Doug. Had some illness here. I was pretty sick last week. Not COVID, but sick nonetheless. And now the YL, she's sick, and she's mad at me because she's pretty doggone sure I gave it to her. I brought it in from somewhere. But gosh, man, you sound good. This is the time of day I'm on here some. I seem to catch you this time of day a good bit. You sound good. Have you changed something? I'm hearing something a little different. Maybe, is it more reverb or is it the band conditions?
No, but this is my 3K profile. So you rarely, and I hear my kids through my monitor. You rarely hear me on this one. But what I'd like to do, since I have you, but I'm only going to do it a second. I also redid the 4K. I added a tube saturator to the top of the rack. I don't really have it on too much in this profile, but the other profile. Give me a second, all right?
Yeah, it's interesting you said that. I've been looking at some plugins. I think it's Shep's Omni-Channel and a saturator. But of course, I'm using the X-Air. I'm not using a DAW in the computer. But yeah, go ahead. Where are you going to be? What with?
Okay, this is 4K. This is my 4K Voodoo profile, KB2UKA, and I gotta mess with the gate because I'm hearing, I gotta add a downward expander. I'm hearing my kid's video game through my monitor. It's coming through the wall. But this is the big bottom, Dave. What do you think?
Oh yeah, you sound big and fat. You sound 300 pounds, over.
Oh, well, that's how I want to sound. So, do you like this one?
Yeah, I think I do. I just opened up the 4 myself. Yeah, I think I'm going to go back and listen to the recording. Getting a pretty good copy on you, Doug. you've been about certainly a solid 5x9. So, yeah, man, I think you got it going on.
Yeah, man. You're 5/9. I'm also running some noise reduction on a separate DAW on the receive. So when you listen to yourself, you're going to just hear yourself. Over.
All righty then. Yeah, I changed microphones, Doug. I'm using an SM7B now. This is a mic that I had not used before for the radio, but just decided to give this one a shot.
Okay, stand by. I'm just going to go back. First of all, it sounds really good, but I want to tell you about the mic. Let me just switch profiles. Hold on.
Is that an Electro Voice mic?
Not this one. I did have a 27, but this one here is the SM7B by Shure.
All right, I'm back. Go ahead, station. What's your call? Go ahead.
Isn't that the one that lady on the Howard Stern show uses?
Hold on, Dave. Station. What's your call?
People, it's a very common mic.
Has low output though, doesn't it?
This is KB2UKA. Station breaking in. What's your call? Over.
So it's a gain-hungry mic for sure.
Yes. Yes, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt you. This is N4 Hotel Lima, Papa.
Okay. N4 Hotel Lima, Papa. Harold. Good afternoon, brother. This is KB2UKA, Doug in Long Island, and you're in here with Dave. Let's see. Kilo Radio 4 Hotel, and Dave is in beautiful South Carolina. Dave, that's a great mic, and I'm running. I'm running the Stellar X2. And you put me onto that. But, man, I've got a new one coming. And it's not going to be here till March. It's a new release. It's called the SE Electronics Dynacaster. Picture an RE27, but it's got a built-in 30 dB preamp. So that built-in it's a dynamic. And I think I'm going to like it. Over.
Yeah, it's got to have a neodymium magnet to do that, Doug. Yeah, I think I'm done with the condensers for radio for a while. They just pick up too much. They're good on the top end, but they can get harsh pretty quick as well. So I'm pretty sold now on the dynamics.
What's up, guys? Sorry, I haven't looked at the chat, man. What's up, Rick?
Get me started on the addiction. I'm going to have to look into that one.
Yeah, well, I got it from Sweetwater, so if I don't like it, they'll take it right back. I'm hoping I'm gonna like it. The condenser's good, but especially on the other profile, I switch back to the lighter one. But on the other profile, man, if someone's walking on the floor up above me, even when I put the noise gate filter to 200 hertz. To cut everything out of the gate 200 hertz and below, the mic still picks it up. So if I could get a dynamic that also has a lot of power in it, plus this Focusrite does an additional 60 dB, so it's going to drive it just fine.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will. Yeah, they say you can hear a cockroach fart. Well, really the condensers are made for studios, very controlled environments. They're fantastic microphones, but the way we're using them, they just really sometimes are problematic. I found out the same thing with mine. Even though the house, I have no kids here or anything like that, but there were times when the garbage truck would roll by and an airplane would go overhead or whatever, and it picked it all up.
Me too.
Yeah, are you running a condenser also?
No, I did. I had one. This is the AZU 9000, and it's got the built-in XLR Canon connector. But inside the radio, you can switch on a 48-volt phantom supply. So I had a condenser mic plugged into the front of they put the XLR connector on the front of the radio, and they put the 8-pin in the back. It was designed for extended single sideband, I think. But anyway, I noticed that using the condenser mic. So I opened up the radio, and it's a little jumper switch, and I put it back so that I could use dynamic mics. I shut off the 48-volt supply. And now I'm looking for a nice dynamic mic to plug in. It's a studio plug-in. I don't even need a mixer or an adapter. But right now, I'm just using an MH31 hand microphone plugged in the back. I just equalized it and set up a profile that I had used a long time ago. And, hey, how does it sound? Over?
It sounds good. I wish I had you a little bit stronger. I've got you 5 and 7, Q5 copy. But to give you my real opinion, I need you a little stronger. But if you want to hear it, I'm live streaming right now on YouTube. So if you put my call sign in, you don't have to do this now. The video will be up there forever. It's got today's date in it. Put Kilo Bravo 2 KB2UKA into the search box of YouTube. You'll find today's video. And the timestamp for you right now is 21 minutes, 7 seconds. So I would, if you watch it later tonight or tomorrow or next year, I would just fast forward to about, 17, 18 minutes, and you'll be able to hear yourself. And you could see your signal on the waterfall. Over.
Oh, isn't that nice? KB2UKA, right?
That is correct, my friend.
Very good, very good. Dave, I believe you're Dave, and the other gentleman is Doug, or do I have that backwards?
You have it backwards, but I don't know. It's double D, kind of easy to forget.
Yeah. Okay. So are you guys running fluxes or the Anons?
I am running a Sunsdr2 DX. All my audio is virtual. It's processed in Logic Pro on my iMac, and I'll let Dave tell you what he's running. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. Hey, Harold. N4HLPKR4HH. Yeah, Dave here in South Carolina. Hey, Harold, that mic does sound good. That's a hand mic by ICOM, I think, HM31. But gosh, I think if you'll get you a good dynamic on there, you're going to sound even better. But you sound mighty good for a hand mic. But what I've got here now, Harold, is an Apache Labs Anon. I've had it several months, and using a Palstar amp running about 600 watts into a dipole, and some processing on the front end. Over.
Oh, very good. Yeah, you got some really nice sounding audio. I just opened my receiver up to 4K wide, and I can hear, on both of you, I can hear that nice, sweet top end, the sibilance. It sounds good when it's not, just, and it's just nice, a true yeah, this is the Yaesu MH31. This is the little mic that they give you with the cheaper.
I have a fat head on the end. Yep, I've seen your RE20, Greg. I love it.
Come with a radio.
What's up, Dan?
The goal line, the old goal line on the dynamic wide setting, and it sounded beautiful. But I got to get a new cord for that. I could get an XLR connector cord, so I could plug back into the front of the radio instead of using the 8-pin jack in the back. But I'm thinking I might want to just get not an RE20, but an RE27. That Electro Voice, I believe you said it was a 27 that has low sensitivity. A lot of people use that in the broadcast industry. I noticed on Joe does, and so many of those YouTube guys use that mic. Over.
Yeah, well, it's the SM7B.
What's up,
Harold?
Ismail?
SM7B. It's got, I think, minus 59 dB, so it takes a lot of juice. Takes a lot of juice to get it up to line level, but like I say, I'm using a cloud lifter. I could probably do it without it, but I just don't have to run my gain quite as high. And the 7B is, I think, easier on the top end if you can get enough top. That's what I was concerned about, but it's easier on sibilance and plosive, which I'm pretty big on. And I noticed just hearing through the headphones, it seems like I'm not getting as many with this mic as I was with the RE27. So I went ahead and just started using this one. Over.
Yeah. Right now you're on what now?
I'm using the SM7B now, the Shure mic. It's the one that you keep talking about.
Hey, Dave.
Sure. Well, what is isn't it an electro voice that Robin uses on the Howard Stern show and Joe Rogan uses? What are those?
Well, I think Rogan uses the SM7B, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure about the Stern woman. I know Howard Stern used to use a Neumann. Last time I saw him on the video.
What's up,
I'm
Randy?
not sure. Let me give it back to Doug. KB2UKA KR4HH.
Yeah, that's right. Rogan uses the SM7. I think Robin used it, and the Neumann was Stern. Let me ask you, Dave, can you be right up? You're right up against that mic, correct?
Well, I've got two windscreens on the mic, Doug. It comes with two windscreens. And the way this mic is designed is the capsule is recessed. So even if I took off the windscreens, the capsule is several inches away from the mouth if I was right on top of it. So they recommend if you fairly close talk it to use both of the windscreens. So this thing is looking like a football.
Hold on. Station breaking. Go ahead.
WA4PIM in Tennessee. Mountain Park, Bravo Alpha Romeo Tango, and your signals are phenomenal. You can just fascinated with this conversation of the broadcast microphone. To the stop.
Dave, I didn't station in Tennessee. I'm not hearing you that well in New York. Dave, do you copy him?
A little bit, not real good. Not as good, certainly not as good as you and Harold. I think it was Whiskey Alpha 4 something, and he was mentioning about the mics. I'm sorry. Usually I pick up Tennessee pretty good. Try again.
No, there's an RFI problem.
Okay, Whiskey Alpha 4, Papa, India, Mexico, I believe Bart. I think it's Bart in Tennessee. Bart, it sounds like maybe some RF. Are you detecting that, Doug?
Yeah, I'm either here. The station in Tennessee, you're too light for me to really diagnose it. It's either RFI or it's very overdriven. I can't tell.
I hear it big time here, Dave.
Harold, can you copy him well?
Yeah, well, not really that well, but I can hear the horrible distortion from the RF getting into his audio chain.
All right, so then it is RFI. Harold, maybe he hears you better than he hears me. Why don't you tell him?
Yeah, that gentleman that's wanting to check his audio out. This is November 4, Hotel Lima Papa in Florida. Yeah, WA4PIM N4H.
Check.
Yeah, still something.
One, two.
Still something fuzzy about it. Not
One,
quite
two.
right.
1, 2. 5. 5. 5. 1, 2. 1, 2. 5. 5. There we go. Okay.
No, I can't copy him anymore. Wait, I just got to tune up here a second. Hello. All right. I'm running about a kilowatt now, Doug and Dave. Over.
Oh, you came up to 5 over 9, 5 over 9, Harold, hearing you really well. And now I do hear that microphone that you're on, and it sounds great. Sounds really, really nice. What were we saying? Crap. I forgot now. Oh, how close you are to the mic, Dave. Yeah, so I'm a close talker, and I can't be with this. So I have to like position my chair where the arms of the chair hit the desk, and it doesn't allow me. I have to keep my head up against the back of the chair so that I maintain like 7 inches, maybe 8 inches from the mic. That's how far I am right now. If I get too close, I'll overdrive the amp.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, that Stellar is a great mic. Many people have them. But, you know, gosh, I think all in all, it's probably not the best choice. Now, Harold, if you're still around, you know, the RE27's got a neodymium magnet in it. And all of those RE mics are designed to where if you get up real close to them, the proximity effect is is basically non-existent. You know, it's the way it's designed with those little gills or louvers in the side of it. And but the SM7B is a different animal. So if you get right on top of this mic, I don't know if you're hearing this or not, but I'm right on top of it. I've got 2 windscreens, and the capsule is recessed and is still giving proximity. Over.
Yeah,
cool, Mike.
Yeah, I can hear that, and interesting. No wonder they don't close talk them, or they have that other screen in front. Well, this is this is an MH31 hand microphone I'm using, and I turned my amplifier on, so maybe I can hear myself a little better now on the YouTube deal that I will check out later on, Doug. Over.
Yeah, I just quieted down the background noise a little bit because you're strong enough now. Because I also run the receive through a DAW, and then I process the receive audio, but I don't EQ the receive. So what you're hearing are your actual audio spectrum, but I process the noise. The Sunsdr that I'm running, I'm in the test group for their latest software, which I love, but it's still missing a lot of good noise cancellation features. Well, no, let me not misspeak. It has great noise cancellation features. It's just not customizable yet. So I've been processing the receive through a DAW to do some algorithmic noise cancellation with a special plugin. But Dave, what I heard, I used to run the PR781, and I wish I still had it here. I remember I gave it away, but because what I used to like about that, if you want to increase your bass, you just get closer to the mic. So as the proximity effect gets closer, there's really not distortion. It just picks up more of the lows.
That's right. That's right. Are the highs coming through okay? That's my main concern.
Oh, yeah. Even when you were close, it was.
Okay, good. Yeah, hey, Harold, I tell you what, man, you sound fantastic now with that hand mic. I can only imagine what you're going to get, whatever external you go to, because in my opinion, the mic does make a big difference. I mean, that's where it starts, the pipes and the mic, right? So, hey, man, I want to hear you on what you're going to get.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I want, either an RE27 or an SM7. Although something else might come down the line, I don't know, but I was listening to myself on this hand mic, and you know, this Yaesu 9000 has that parametric equalizer in it, and if you know how to use the thing, it is very effective. I don't know if you know much about Yaesu's parametric EQ that the 9000 and the 5000 have, and I think most of the Yaesu radios have it. But I don't know, maybe the 9000's got a better one in it because it's such a different radio. But have you heard about that? Over?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, my Kenwood's got it, too. I've got a Kenwood 890. And, well, this radio has it. I'm using that, and Doug's got it on his SDR. I have a hearing loss. I have a pretty bad hearing loss in my right ear. So there's a couple guys, and Art, N4QNT, who's a good friend of Doug's, has helped me out quite a bit. There's certain things I just don't hear. So I'm dependent on good ears, and, I've got a couple guys that help me out with that. But, yeah, man, hey, it's always fun, to try these things. I've been through about, maybe 8 different microphones. I tried a ribbon. I used a ribbon for a while. Talk about getting really neat, that lower mid-range, but the highs were very, very delicate, very muted. The ribbon was kind of challenging. But the 27's a good choice. I'm thinking this one might be the one I'm going to keep for a while, but nothing's forever. I'm not going to commit to any of them for maybe over 5 or 6 months. If you look at the track record, every 2, 3, 4, 5 months, I've got something different. But to me, that's where a lot of the fun is. Anyway, good to hear you. And hey, man, I think you're down in Florida. I'm going to look you up. I'm going to confirm that. I checked it a minute ago, and I think I saw Florida. Yep. Good deal. Ocala. You had a cousin down there in Winter Haven. Used to go down there quite a bit when I was a kid. And if the other station is still listening, we just couldn't hear you well. Russ, no, it was Bart. Whiskey Alpha 4 PIM, Bart. Sure would like to talk to you more, so keep the call sign, and if conditions are better, we'll do it again. Okay, back to you, Doug. KB2UKA, KR4HH.
All right, guys. Well, 40 is you're anywhere from 10 over, Dave, to 5x8, and same for you, Harold. So I think 40's trying to make up its mind for the evening. Yeah. So Harold, it's for me, and I think Dave will agree. I started this audio journey probably, I don't know, over a year now. And it's just a never-ending rabbit hole. Never-ending. For the last 3 months, I had my virtual rack set up where I thought I liked it. Now I'm changing the whole thing again. And Dave, I had a little RTL SDR delivered yesterday. And I set it up on the computer upstairs. And I had my son hitting record. And I was running like 10 watts. And very cool, because now I'm hearing it. Now I'm hearing myself transmitted. So I could then I email myself the file, and I come down here and I listen to it, and then I tweak it, and then I have him record it again for me. So it's a never-ending rabbit hole. Go ahead, Harold.
Yes, KB2UKA. This is M4HLP with KR4HH. Well, Doug, look it. About 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there was a guy named Bill Salerno who was kind of the pioneer of this extended single sideband. And about 10 or 15 years ago on 14178, there were like probably 10 or 12 guys who were all into doing what you're doing now. And I used to get involved in that a little. And Bill, his call was W2ONV, and it was his phonetics were W2 One Nice Voice, and he was definitely into the broadcasting high-end audio, and everybody on there
went just back and forth every day. Everybody was running the 520, all kinds of broadcast radio equipment. It was so much fun.
Now I'm back on the Voodoo, guys. Can you hear the difference?
14178. It's historic. You may have read about it. You may have heard about Bill. It was amazing. And I was really into it then. Then I got out of it for a while, bought some Behringer stuff and hooked it up to my older radio, which I still have, an Icon Pro 3. And I got that thing sounding pretty good. But that thing would only open up to 3K wide.
Hey, Mike.
This Yaesu will transmit 4K wide, which I am actually transmitting 4K wide now. But with this microphone, it's really not much of a difference because the high end of this microphone, of course, it's not a very good high-end microphone for high-frequency response. But getting that into consideration, and you talked about the proximity effect. Now, I got my processor on, and I'm holding the mic a good 6 or 7 inches away because I like that sound with the processor on. Now, I got the same settings with the processor off. I've duplicated all the settings, whether it's processor on or off. I could change it. So I'm going to shut the processor off now, and I'm going to get up close on the microphone. I don't want it to distort. But I'm just wondering if there is a proximity effect on this cheap little hand microphone. Doug, KB2UKA N4HLP, over.
Okay, so first of all, I just went, now I'm 4K, and this is my Voodoo profile, Harold. So if you're listening out at 4K, I'd love to know what you think of this one. So when you look at the YouTube page, 41 minutes, 38 seconds. When you were talking last, I opened up the pan adapter. So you are 4K wide. It sounds great, but you are correct. It's missing energy in the high end. And you'll see that. So like if I was looking at my screen very quickly, I would, just from looking at your signal, I wouldn't think you were 4K wide because all the energy's in the bottom end and in the low mids. That's where all the energy is. So you might be able to get a little bit more energy through that parametric EQ, even with the hand mic. Now, when you got closer to the mic, all I heard, and I don't know if Dave will agree with me, it warmed up. It didn't do anything bad to it. It didn't do anything good to it. It just warmed up. Let me pass it back to you, Dave. What do you think of this 4K? Over.
Okay, KB2UKA, KR4HH returning. Yeah, I agree with you, Doug. I wasn't getting any proximity, at least in my headphones. Yeah, same thing on the bandwidth. I'm not seeing much energy up on the upper end on the pan adapter. So hey, Harold, Bill Salerno, yeah, he used to say downtown or something like that. This is one nice blues, O-N-D, something like that. Is that what he did?
Yeah, that was Bill. That was Bill. Downtown, he's in New Jersey, and I forget where he said downtown, whatever. Hey, okay, listen, thank you for the report and about the high end. Let me see if I can do this right here, right now. I can see why you might be saying it. I'm going to switch this up here to 3200.
Look at this.
And then I'm going to open this up here. Do you hear a difference? Hello, test. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I don't only hear it, I see it. You started to light up around 7220 at the top end of the 4K spectrum. So whatever you did, I don't know if you just changed the EQ, but you're definitely getting energy in the top end now. Over.
Yeah, well, that's what I did. I turned up the EQ3, which is the 20, which is 2,000 to 3,200. I was at 2,200 with 10 dB, 10 level, and a bandwidth of 2. Now I'm at 3,200, level 10, and I got the bandwidth at 1. So this is, I listened to this and I thought maybe it didn't sound too good. Over.
No, it sounds good. Now, do me a favor. This is just an experiment, and I'm copying you very well right now. Go to your low end setting, and whatever you have it set on, roll it back 3 notches. I don't want to say 3 dB because I don't know what the scale is on that radio, but whatever it is, roll the low end back 2 to 3 notches.
Of the level?
In the EQ, so of the gain, yes, the gain. Roll the gain back 2 or 3 notches.
Okay. Here we go. There's 3 notches back. 1, 2, 3. Hello, radio.
And that's in the parametric EQ?
Yeah. You didn't hear a difference?
Well, I think your signal dropped on me a little bit. That was a problem. Well, what I expected to happen, which didn't happen, was the high energy that you just added. I expected that to stay, and I expected the low energy to kind of match it and balance it out a little bit, because right now the low is much higher than the high. But I didn't see that. What I saw was the high went away also. Did you see that, Dave?
Yeah. Come back again, Harold.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? I think I know what you mean. Even though I'm on a 100. The frequency is 100 at the low end. It's 100, and the level is 3, and the bandwidth or whatever, there's something else they call it, is at 2.
Yep. So the bandwidth is the Q. And you said the level is at 3. Bring the level down to 0 on the 100 range.
Okay, here's 0. 1, 2, 3, radio. Hello, radio. This is 0.
All right. So what's confusing me? It sounds like your mic gain is dropping, not just the EQ. Are you hearing that, Dave?
Yeah, I wonder how he'll sound if he drops the low cut down to 75 or 80.
I don't know if he can.
I can't, but I can do a bandwidth thing. All right, let me do this. Let me go back up here to where it was. All right, I'll go here 5. And now
Kilo India 5, JBO, what's up, brother?
That's 10. So I think I'm spreading out my 100. It could be spreading out 75 to 200 now because octave. They call it the octave. Maybe the bandwidth is octave. Over.
Well, it's usually the Q. To be honest with you, I'm seeing a difference. You're sounding relatively the same, which is not a bad thing because you were sounding good when we started. I just, I like to say there's ESSB, which is extended single sideband, and then there's this voodoo stuff, right? So if you look at my signal on the spectrum, you should almost see a carrier on the low end because I'm pumping so much energy into the low end in this profile. But regular ESSB is very balanced across the top end and the low end. And when I'm watching you on the pan adapter, I want to see like Bart Simpson's haircut, where the spikes are all pretty relatively even for the most part. And of course, it depends on our voice and the words we're saying and all of that. But there was a time a couple of transmissions ago, you hit the letter S, you went S, and then you saw the top end really go off. So it's there. It's more of, I don't know what you're adjusting and I don't know the radio. So if it was a regular EQ, I could tell you where to go, but I'm not there. Over.
Yeah, okay. All right, let me do this. Bang. That's just, oh no, not that one. Oh yeah, okay.
No, that one.
There is as much low end as I can put in it. And I got the high end as high as it can go. I don't know if you hear any difference or not. Over.
Yes. So that was a very good experiment because I saw the high end pop. Unfortunately, I have to go in a second. But now that's too much. I'm hearing a tiny bit of tearing. It's not distortion. I call it tearing. So now back off the Back off the high end a couple of clicks.
Okay, I know what you mean. We're going to put this down here. I know what that tearing sound is. That should eliminate that a little bit.
It did. Unfortunately, Harold, I have to hop. Dave, I don't know if you're still staying in there. You guys obviously stay here and keep the frequency. I do have to go. So, Dave, I hear the pounding upstairs. It's time for me to leave. So, Dave, oh, man. See how, I don't know if you heard that, Dave. Did you hear the mic pick up the pounding? So, 73 to both of you. I'll pass it to you, Dave, and then I'll listen out Harold also. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Doug. Keep them at bay. Hope they don't tear your door down. Thanks for running the channel, Doug. Really nice thing you do. And you always sound fantastic, always doing great things, learning new things. That's all cool, man. Yeah, Harold, I'll hang in a little bit with you. I probably need to get out of here pretty soon, but I'm going to throw it back to you, Harold. N4HLPKR4HH.
Okay, KR4HH.
Oh, now he's muffled.
Yeah, I don't know whether to leave it here or not, or just go back to where it was originally. Over.
Well, let me just say something real quick, because I just said it on the stream, and I don't want to go. I have to go. Now you're a little muffled, so that's your mid-range. That's like 500 to 800 hertz range. You want to cut that back, and it'll brighten it up. And that's it. I'm out. KB2UKA QRT.
Okay, see you, Doug. 73.
Okay, Doug. Take care, and I'm gonna.
All right, guys. That was fun. I hope all of you have a great night. Take care.